stock car steel and aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and Profab Headers and Exhaust. What is going on? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
What's up with you, man?
Not a lot, really. Just racing season's over for us, unfortunately. So yeah, it's been kind of a laid back week so far.
Laid back. Well, I wanted laid back. No, it ain't been bad. I'll tell you a couple things that happened though. I get in one thing happened today, and good Lord, I was telling you a little bit about it there. But Kayla got a new phone. She actually got it about a week and a half ago, but we just hadn't been home. Yeah. We've been on the run. We hadn't been home, hadn't had time to set up because she wanted to get pictures off her old phone and everything.
Transfer all the
iPhone stuff, all that transfer, all that stuff. Get it backed up to the iCloud and all that fun stuff. Well, Saturday morning I got up, it was raining. I was like, well, give me a phone. Let's start on. I ain't got a whole lot planned today. Yeah. We're getting ready to go on a cruise. We're leaving this week, going on a cruise, so we didn't have a whole lot planned, other than getting everything, trying to get it straight for that. So she hands me her phone, and she's like, I'm going to get some breakfast while you start that. So she leaves, goes to get some breakfast. So at about, I don't know, it was probably 9:30 in the morning on Saturday when I started it. I finally finished setting up her new phone at 12:30 that night.
Wow. What all was going on?
I don't know. It was just trying to get it backed up. It would get like halfway and stop. Get halfway and stop. So I was like, well, I'm going to try to put stuff on my computer, just move pictures, all that, just put them on my computer for now. And then we'll do whatever with them. It'd get a little bit, and it'd say it had an error. I don't know. Well, finally, I was just like, all right. I got a good bit on my computer. I would get so much, then it would have an error. So I got a good bit. Then I was like, well, she'll just have to deal with. We'll get more on there later off that one because we got to send it back. We had like 30 days to send it back, so still got to send it back. But I got to make sure she got everything off of it. So I started setting up the phone, and when I started setting up new one, it said it was going to automatically back the other one up. I was like, geez, it's going to take forever. No, like 20 minutes, it was done.
Wow.
Then all of a sudden. So it moved everything over to the new phone
just
after that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It took forever.
I imagine. Last year, right before I got this one, I got here, I was going to get it for Christmas. The first time we got the delivery, the box was empty. Two of them. It was mine and my sister's. Had been stolen.
I worked at a package delivery service, we'll say, for a while, and there were some boys got caught there, stealing them out of there back years ago. So I believe it. But then that's all I did Saturday. I did not walk out the house Saturday.
Wow.
I will say I did that, but while I was sitting there updating a couple times, I was like, well, I'm turning on iRacing while I sit there here on my computer. So I got on there and messed around a little bit and did a few things. But then Sunday, had a good service at church. Afterwards, Kayla had it's like she works with Children's Church back there, and they have like a team, they call it Teams Giving. So it's like a Thanksgiving for supper or dinner, what they say, for their little children's church teams and stuff like that. So, but it was a spaghetti dinner. So had a pile of spaghetti and ate at church, and then went over to Kayla's parents' house and sat around, played some games for a little while, then went and watched another episode of The Chosen Sunday night at our youth pastor's house.
Wow.
And that was it.
You got a packed Sunday. That's about the one day that I try to not be.
I try not to.
Like, other than church, it's just.
It's always.
Right.
I don't ever do too much, but once I get this Chosen stuff over with, we won't do as much. But I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun. We typically just come home or come to my parents or either her parents, and we rotate Sundays eating at one or the other and hang out there for a while. So then today, I'm going to tell the story real quick. We got a guest coming on here in just a few minutes, so I'm going to tell the story really quick. Today, I'm at work. This afternoon, actually, I get a call from Kayla. All she says is Jackson's missing. I said, huh? What? What do you mean? At school, Jackson's missing. And I just said, I'm on my way. So I jumped in the truck, went to school. Well, we have Florence Sheriff's Office out there, Florence City Police. Something happened with their playground. They have a closed-in playground. They were building a new playground, but something happened with their other one. They were working on it, so they couldn't play on the one that's closed in. So they had them just in the back. Well, Jackson, I don't know what all happened. I mean, regardless of what happened, he got away from one of the teachers. I think she was dealing with another child, and she turned around and basically he bolted. And went in the woods, or the jungle, as he calls it. And like I said, we were out there with the sheriff's office because, I mean, he was gone, gone. And we were out there calling and would not come. And we're going in the woods, but the sheriff or the police, I don't remember who, but anyway, they asked us. They said, "Don't go in the woods. We got K9 coming out here. They're going to get a scent, and we don't want to mess the scent up. We don't want to mess the scent up." They kept on. It was like taking forever. Well, the superintendent of Florence School District 1 was there, and finally he's like, "I'm going in. This is wasting too much time." And he's like, "Forget your policy. I'm going in." So everybody was about to. About as soon as he's done that, somebody called from a school that's about a quarter mile down the road. Jackson showed up over there on their field. So
thankfully.
So that will, thankfully.
At least he's found.
Yes, yes. But you talk about scary.
Oh, I can't imagine. You should have called me. Great day. That is, I can't imagine.
It was probably it was super. And I'm the calm one out of me and my wife. So she is highly. I mean, she was highly upset. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, everybody was, but it's just like, all right, we got to focus. Get him, figure out where he's at. But fortunately, all the police that were there were nice, super nice. Everybody at the school, there were so many teachers because school was getting out, and so the teachers that didn't have anything to do, they came back in the back, and were looking as well. Jackson's teacher was super upset, but sure, like I said, he's a runner.
Huh?
I mean, you know how he will.
As any.
As y'all see him on here every once in a while, he'll pop in here because he runs off from somebody and pops in here. I mean, but just glad. Now, he come out of the woods with no clothes on.
Yeah, we're not
no
sure
shoes.
No,
no, well, we think he fell in mud. He had some mud on him.
Well,
we think he might have fell in a mud puddle.
Smart enough to get it off.
He don't like mud on him. Don't want to be dirty. Had his underwear on and come on out. Like nothing ever happened. Chilled out.
So you just having a good time. He's.
I'm hoping that got his run in the jungle.
Got out of system.
Got out of his system, maybe, because that is not a call that's fun to get. It was super scary, but I am thankful for all our friends and family who jumped right in there, and our church family even, they heard, and there were some of them that were on the way there, and they were coming to look. So appreciate everybody coming out there because it was, and me and the superintendent had a little talk about fences.
Well, yeah, I mean, really,
fences.
I was like, it's really, you obviously don't know the situation, but you got to have something other than just the teachers watching them, because I mean, I'm not saying it can't. I mean, it can happen. I mean, the kids can run. That's not.
Yes. Well,
you need something outside of just two eyes watching them.
Yeah, you got to have something at least to slow them down.
Yeah.
So that's what we had to talk about, a fence. I think, or what he told me was there would be one there. I don't know when, but he said there would be one. So, that's all you can ask.
I mean, nothing else comes from it. At least.
Exactly.
Some improvements are made.
That's all you can ask.
Changes are made.
Yeah, because that's you don't want anybody to have to get that call. So it was super cool, but it was cool of him.
Super cool, super stressful.
That's what I'm saying. Super stressful and all that fun stuff. Miss Katie, you there?
Yep.
There you are. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I paused it here for just a second, but we'll get going with it if you're ready with it.
Yep.
Sounds good. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's move on to better things. Young lady here with us again, back for the second time on the show with us, Miss Katie Hettinger. What's going on, Miss Katie?
Nothing. Well, actually, a lot's going on.
A lot. I think there's a lot's going on.
Well, all the stuff from last weekend, and then I'm in Georgia right now doing a Skip Barber road course school,
Oh, wow.
so all over the place.
How's road course racing going?
It's good. I'm learning all the fundamentals, like basic stuff. It's kind of today was the first day, and it was kind of slow, like what's the brake pedal and stuff like that. But hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit more fast paced.
Did you tell them all no brake, all
part.
gas, all gas, no brake?
Yeah.
Oh well, you had some exciting news over this past weekend. The Carolina Pro Late Model Tour. You took home a win at the Fall Brawl there at Hickory. First off, congratulations. That is we were so glad to see you in victory lane.
Thank you. Yeah, I was too. I really did that one. And it was perfect timing too. It was really cool to be in my dad's car, so family owned car, a new team for next year and everything. So it was a really good way to start 2024 off strong.
That's what I was fixing to ask. I mean, obviously, obviously, it was a very strong start there. How was the adjustment going over to that car now, as opposed to the cars you've been running this past year, and what you're going to be doing next year? I mean, that looked really good, obviously.
Yeah, it felt really good. We had a really fast car. We didn't qualify the best. We qualified fourth. I think we could have done a little bit better there. And then in the race, actually, in practice, the car was really good. We practiced a couple days before too. And then in the race, the car just got super tight. And so we struggled. I was a little worried there for a little bit. Not gonna lie, I was like, oh man, I'm in like seventh. Like, what is going on? But my crew stayed with me. They were telling me like adjustments I could make in the car and stuff. And how to like make my line a little better and everything. And we were just patient. Kale Gale, my spotter, he helped a lot because there were a lot of yellows there at the end, right in front of me. And so he helped me with that. We were able to keep our nose clean, and that's really what helped us get the win there.
Well, if nothing else, you got some good eyes up there because Kale knows how to get it done himself.
Oh yeah. This is my second race with him. He's gonna help us the rest of the year, and hopefully next year we'll see. But he's great to work with. I really like him. We communicate well, so he's a great guy.
Yeah, he is, and his dad knows a thing or two about some sit-ups also. So
Yeah.
good people to have around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, cool. Well, I don't want to bring up a whole lot of past, but everybody saw what all went on, a couple races ago, whatever. But to be able to come back from that and go put a win up, your first race back from all the controversy, we'll say, it feel a little more special doing something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it not only was special that that's the trophy I've wanted to win like for years. But so there was the trophy, the running my dad's car, and then also after a rough couple past weeks. So to be able to just turn around in my first race back and my last race in a pro be a win really was special to me and my confidence and my mental state and all of that.
Nice. Well, congratulations. That's so cool. Glad to see you in victory lane. First female in the Carolina Pro Late Model Tour to win a race. I always wonder about that and kind of worry saying that because I hear some ladies, it's like, I don't want to be known as a female racer. I just want to be known as a racer. What's your stance on that? I mean, is it cool both ways, or I mean, what's your stance?
Yeah, I definitely like do think about that sometimes. And I think especially after like the whole Hickory thing, like becoming the winningest female there,
Yeah.
that's really like what I was known for a lot. But I think a lot of people realize like as we went to other tracks, they were like, okay, like they kind of took me more as a driver instead of just a female driver. And it's definitely cool to have that title. I really like the Carolina Pro Late Model Series. We ran them like when we first started coming down here and stuff. So it's definitely cool to have that title and everything. But I think everyone now realizes me more as a driver as I've kind of gotten my name out there more. But it definitely is cool for like women and more girls coming up for that to get out and like them to see that and stuff.
Well, in saying that, I think you are in a big, uh, awesome wave of women coming into the sport and really advancing right now. There's more girls out there right now racing than I ever remember there being, and I think you're probably part of that reason because they seeing what you're doing and young girls that look up to you and they're like, hey, she's doing it, I can do it too, and which is awesome to me.
Yeah, it definitely is cool, especially seeing like all the fans. Like Halloween, I had a couple girls dress up as me for Halloween and like make these cardboard cars, and it was just really awesome. And I feel like to be the first female to win in CPLMS is also cool because I feel like that's a stepping stone up to Cars Tour. So like that, if you're like females looking to get into stock cars and like pro late models, I think that definitely would be a good step.
Well, real fast, you just mentioned the Cars Tour. I want you to kind of looking back at your season. We talked to you about midway through the season. I think it was probably about June, July ish. You were on the show. You had a great season. You really did. I thought, looking at it from how do you assess your season as a whole in the Cars Tour?
Yeah, I definitely think we had a good season too. I mean, second in points, and then also rookie of the year, first female to get that title too. So it definitely was a good season. And both those titles show that we did want the championship. Obviously, I think everybody knows that. And we did lead the points for a long time. We had really good second place finishes, top 5, top 10. So we had a lot of really good season or finishes this season. So overall, I'm happy with how the season went. My guys busted their butt, the Anthony Campy crew. And so I had a lot of fun this season with them. And I'm glad that we got some awards by the end of it.
You took home some hardware there. That's always good. That's always good. Well, cool. Well, congratulations on that also. Now, moving on, you will be here in our backyard this weekend. South Carolina 400 coming up. Uh, Going to make a run at it. Some big names out there. How you feeling about it?
I'm really excited. I'm excited to be back in a late model again. They're always fun to drive. And at Florence, I really like Florence. And the 400 was a lot of fun last year. It was cold, but it was a lot of fun. So I'm excited to be back this year. Hopefully, we can have a good running. I think we'll be pretty good. My guys are working hard on the car, and so I'm just really excited for it.
That's and I wonder, we run over there quite often ourselves, either in Charger class or Legend cars back there. But a longer race like that at a track like Florence, what is that like? Is that, do you feel like you have to go out there and you got to save tire, or is it you don't have a chance to save tire? You just got to go. How do you feel about it?
I feel like you definitely have to find that balance. I mean, it kind of showed last year. We kind of saved a little bit, dropped back some. And I mean, Dale did too. Like you saw him drop back, and then he just kind of stayed out of all the wrecks and everything, and he was there at the end. So I think that's definitely a good strategy going in. You'll have those comp yellows and everything like that. There definitely will be a lot of yellows with all the cars that'll be there, but you just got to be smart and have that strategy with your team and everything. And I know my guys will help me out with that. So
Good deal. Good deal. Well, all right. I gotta ask. People. I like Dale. I like Dale Jr. a lot. I do. All right. It come down white flag. He's leading. You're in second. You doing everything you can to win this race?
I mean, I wouldn't ride for him someday, but I think he would understand to a certain extent. Like, might put the bumper a little bit,
That's
but
right.
it depends on how close. If I know I can get it, we will have a little bit of contact maybe, but it all but I definitely would do what I could to win.
Awesome. That's what I want to hear right there.
For sure.
Right there. Well, Katie, thank you so much coming on, helping us. Let everybody know who's been helping you on that car for this past weekend. Helping you get out to the track and making that happen.
Yeah, so Jason Stanley and Joe, they were working in the shop late nights and everything. And then obviously my dad. And then we had Braden come out and help us too. And then my dad's buddy Steve came out. And then Team Chevy, Wheeler Trucking, Van Dorn Racing Development, Victory Custom Trailers, all those guys that help us get out to the track every weekend. So huge thanks to them. And Big Chevy being the biggest one.
That's right. Well, awesome. Well, best of luck this weekend over at Florence Motor Speedway and the South Carolina 400. Hope to see you in Victory Lane over there.
Thank you. Me too.
All right, everybody. Miss Katie Hettinger, appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. All right, she is Katie's coming run South Carolina 400.
Who's she with? Driving with?
She's driving her family on team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her dad owns a car. So they've kind of gone out on their own deal and won of the first races out in it. So
race wherever you want to. Do what you got to.
That's right. I think she's and I think driving for was it Anthony Campy? I think that's really helped her progress as a driver, obviously, as we talked. And at some point in time when you feel like you got all that, the gist of the driving, and because what a lot of people don't understand about this sport, there's so much that goes on at the track, especially when you're driving in a tour, in a series or something like that. It's not just you show up to the track and you get in the car and drive. I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah. But
you got to have somebody over there getting tires, getting fuel. You got to, all this stuff that goes on just during race
we're there all day,
Exactly. And so, if you've never been in it per se, you got to, learn all the ins and outs of that. And it's good to see her. I'm glad she's doing as well as she's doing because I like Katie. She's super nice. I hung out with them the last time in the summer when they were down here in Florence. Hung out with them over there, helped them a little bit. Super cool people. Just how she acts on here. That's how she was all day long over there. She's one of the happiest people in the pits all day long. So congratulations, Katie, again, winning the Carolina Pro Late Model portion of the Fall Brawl at Hickory Motor Speedway. And best of luck to her here at Florence Motor Speedway this weekend.
Yep, the big one.
The big one coming up. I guess that's that is our last race of the year.
The main thing to talk about today.
Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got. Is there wasn't a whole lot of racing went on other than the Fall Brawl, which is kind of cool now because it's kind of a lead up to everybody that's kind of running there. And it's so funny. It's from the pro late models and the late model style, even the limited late models they have. There's kind of a lot of those are coming and running South Carolina 400. So it's really funny because we got the Fall Brawl, now the South Carolina 400, and then they turn around and have the race up at
Southern National.
Yeah. And that's a bunch of big races
back
to back.
The month of November is now
and you hope,
every track's got a big late model race. It seems like
you hope you don't tear something up at the first one because then you are going to be in a hole and working. Ooh, you are going to be working. But real quick, want to go ahead and thank all our presenting sponsors for this show. We couldn't do it without all these guys. It's SRI Performance, guys. If you are, you got to get that car ready for these big shows, so head over to SRI Performance. Go online, load up that cart, www.sriperformance.com. Get it all in there. When you get ready to check out, put in promo code CBONE10. The C is in
chicken.
BONE 10 at time of checkout. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout there, and can't beat that. Also, same deal over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, guys. Got to make that car look good. Got to make it good and rigid, because you never know when you're gonna need to use that door this weekend. So y'all head over, anything you need material wise. Head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They got everything you need. I don't care if you're looking for, as they say, steel and aluminum. Also plastics and everything in between, titaniums, aircraft grade materials, whatever you need. Head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Tell them we sent you. All right. Well, so as I said, there was a lot of rainouts this past weekend. A lot of dirt races got rained out because everything was in Georgia and North Carolina, or Georgia and South Carolina, and it all kind of got rained out. So Fall Brawl was really about the only race that went on. Cade Brown won the
Pretty well
late model stock portion of it up there. He has kind of dominated all season up there. Not without lack of controversy.
Oh, yeah. They all claim so that car underbody is kind of like a cup car.
Yeah.
Which I mean, he was starting out in Florence. And I think the worst part is, or the main thing is, that the owner of that team is somehow affiliated with the track.
The owner of the team is the brother, I think, of the track promoter. Or the track promoter's in with it. So there's a lot of
not a real good look. Really.
Not a good look.
Especially when it's
not a good look.
Wiping the clock, like why,
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't saying nothing. But just looks fishy.
Yeah,
just looks fishy. Regardless if it is or not. I mean, when you go to other tracks and you get thrown out, and then you turn around and go in there and you dominate, and they've been running the same stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. Late model stocks. Yes, Matt Piercy Racing. Late model stocks kind of has a pretty set base rules at every track, and they're pretty much the same. They're NASCAR, NASCAR late model stock, and I don't see how it can be legal at one track and not be legal at another. So, but I ain't getting into it. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the tech room. Didn't see it. But well, I think he is coming down to Florence.
Oh, yeah. About every late model you could think of.
Regardless of what went on, he's fast.
Oh, yeah.
He won the track championship at Florence Motor Speedway last year with AK Performance. Changed over to Matt Piercy Racing. Went up there to Hickory. Obviously won the track championship. So he's fast everywhere he goes. Just see what happens with it. So I don't know. Add in new. We'll see.
Yep.
While we're on Hickory, though, I do want to say there was some news came out today. I can't remember the team. I'd have to look it up. Landon Huffman signed to drive a NASCAR Whelen Modified for 2024.
Oh, really? Like
yes,
full season?
Full season.
Wow.
Did not see that coming.
No.
Not a modified. He's always late model stock guy. That was his thing. And I know he's still going to run late model stock because he's modified. Shamrock Motorsports. Landon's on it. He's our stat guy over here. Yeah, and I imagine he's still going to run plenty late model because the Whelen Modified, NASCAR Whelen Modified don't run.
They run 12.
Yeah, I think it's about once a month.
Yeah.
I think it's about what it. So I guess he's running the majority of it. From what I gathered in it, maybe part time, whatever. But regardless, just didn't see that coming for him. But hey, I think he just likes to drive.
I think he's bad. I think his social media presence is enough to.
He is. He's
a good driver, obviously. But I think teams like that, they get put out there like that too.
He's a good guy. He was on our show at the 400 last year. I need to get him back on here. Up to 10 races. So yeah, majority of the season.
Right.
So pretty cool. I'm glad he got to run it. I'm glad he's getting to run it. That's good for him, and I imagine he'll probably put together some. I got a feeling I haven't seen yet. I want to see if he's back in.
They're just so weird.
They're weird. They're cool. I like them, but they're weird.
Yeah.
even the smart tour.
Yeah.
It's just
They just ride around too much for me.
they ride around and save tire
and just almost like
so much.
drag racing on these small tracks.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, hey, I do like them though. They're just a cool sight to see how
a
fast they
friend of mine this year went actually when September came around. A friend of mine flies, and Ryan Newman was racing at Darlington, but he needed to get back to I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere in North Carolina. I can't remember which track it was. Might have been Caraway. I don't remember what track it was. But anyway, no, it wasn't. It was
Orange County or something.
Which one was the battle at the beach? The
Carter.
Not Carter.
I don't know if they run there.
It was the Madhouse at the beach.
Coastal Plains, old Coastal Plains.
Might have been whatever that is now.
Trying to think of tracks on the East Coast.
But anyway, All American, maybe.
I mean, that's Coastal Plains. What it's called.
That's
New River.
New River All American. I think that might have been where it was. Anyway, friend flew Ryan Newman from Darlington up there, hung out with him, then flew him back. And he was telling me about it. He was like, man, that race, he's like, he likes racing. My friend likes racing, but he's not really into it like we are. He's like, man, he said, I don't know much about it, but I could tell guys were just on different strategies because some of them came in early and because they got like one tire. That's what they got, one tire.
One tire about the size of this table.
Yeah, it's huge. But that's what they got to change was one tire. So they would come in. He said some of them would come in early and they went to the back. But then when they went to the back, it was just like they couldn't go forward I said, no, they were just riding around, saving that tire, waiting for everybody else to pit. Then they were going to go. And that's exactly what they did. And I feel like that's what happens. It's like the front half of the field, whoever qualifies front half of the field, they run half the race or run whatever. They pit first. One's in the back. What they're trying to do, they're trying to get up there. Maybe they catch a bunch of cautions.
Yeah.
Never happens.
Yeah, they're all just riding.
And then all of a sudden they have to change tire, and they go back to the back. The other ones come back forward. It's kind of the same show and dance every time. And I feel like it's about the same thing in the Wheeling Tour, all the modifieds. Because what I'm hearing is they had about as much tire issue as we had in the legend cars, just not being able to get them.
Sure, that's a specialty tire,
very specialized tire, and they just wasn't producing a lot of it. So whatever. But anyway, congratulations, Landon Huffman, landing that deal. I still want to see what he does with all this late model stock deal next year. Want to see if he tries to run more cars, because I'm gonna tell you what, I personally hate that he's not back in that Nelson.
Yeah, at least he did. The other guy came around and gave him a ride though. I think it's that same team Mason Diaz and all drives for.
Yeah,
they're running out of Huffman's shop, but I think the guy's kind of fun to get, I guess.
Right.
But he said he considering running the cars tour with his own cars, but yeah. I'm sure Nelson hated to have to let him go, but I'm sure it's hard to run that without a driver that brings some big time money.
Yeah, they were self-sponsoring most of it. Black's Tire did back up some of it a little bit, which was good for him. Yeah, it's tough because you can't run off the purse. You cannot do it. But it's crazy, and I think that. To think about the cars tour, say he goes and tries to run, I don't care if he runs the whole season, just tries to run races in his own car. The car he put together this year, I don't know if his car he's still driving, because I was just listening. I watched a lot of his YouTube stuff. Right. One of them that he put together was a 1996 center section car, being reclipped, obviously. So I'm not saying it's an old car, but thinking about what they're running against.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely doing more with less, but
yeah,
it's almost impossible to do it in the car store, though, I think.
It is.
I hope it can. You see guys at their home track go out and run good. Like, you'll see some of the Farmers local guys when they run with the cars, they'll be running good. But I think it's hard to be competitive week in and week out with your own stuff. I think you got to have some big fun to run the car store now, unfortunately.
You ain't gonna believe this, Connor. It was not recording.
Uh-oh.
fun. When did I pause it? Right after Katie? Oh.
Maybe that'll be a Facebook exclusive.
Oh, well. 3, 2, 1. So, anyway, be fun to see this weekend, especially over at Florence Motor Speedway, who can do what.
My dad are talking about, there's just no telling who will win that race.
No, there's really not. And, as we just heard, Katie Hettinger, she did great in it. She did good at it last year. She can always jump up and come back, and she could be up front. You save your stuff right, and there at the end, anybody can win that race. That's a really, really good one. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Be exciting to see. I know you'll be out of town, I'll be floating around somewhere.
Yeah, I'll be floating around. We scheduled a cruise back a long time ago. Didn't even really pay attention what weekend, but regardless, got to go sometime. Yeah. Well, I'll be out of the country on a cruise, be in the Bahamas or somewhere out in the Atlantic Ocean anyway. Go to some warmer weather because it doesn't get cold outside.
I don't mind it, though.
No, I don't mind it.
I don't like it getting dark early, but the weather I enjoy.
It's chilly. All of a sudden, I walked out there the way I goes like, man, it dropped down quick today. So, it's all good. I want to rethank our sponsors real quick. SRI Performance. Ladies and gentlemen, head over to SRI Performance. Go online. Load up everything you need for all these big races coming up. www.sriperformance.com. Load it up that cart. Put in promo code CBONE10. That's C as in
chicken.
BONE 10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout. Also, good friends over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Same deal, guys. They need anything as far as painted aluminum, whatever kind of sheet metal you need. As their name says, steel and aluminum. Also, plastics and any other type materials you can think of. Head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Get all that you need. 400 this week, as we just talked about, coming up. We got a lot of drivers. Katie Hettinger, coming off a win. You got Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming back in it, driving it again after a good run last year.
Yeah.
Thought he had a car that possibly could have, maybe won. Who knows? But he
kind of got rough there at the end.
It got rough, and he ended up getting put to the back a couple times. Yeah. You got Josh Berry, who I think is probably going to be one to beat.
Going to be one to beat. I don't think this is a done deal as it was if he was a junior. If he was in one of Junior's cars.
I think you're right. I feel like you got Carson Quapple that could easily come up and run really good. He's run second there quite a few times, and see if he can get it done. You got Butterbean, Brendan Queen coming back, defending his title from the South Carolina 400. Man, there's so many guys coming in this race that could easily get it done. It's gonna be a wild one, I think, to watch.
Yeah. Might roll the trailer in there just so we got somewhere to watch.
There you go.
Man,
I don't blame you. What?
Junior brings a crowd, if nothing else.
Yeah, hey, good. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that. Because that's the thing is what these people have to realize, what they're seeing happening over there with Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he's there. That's the same racing we get every Saturday night over there out of late model stocks. Maybe not quite as many, but this past season there was.
It was a good field. Pretty well.
I think about 15 to 20 cars every week. Some weeks more than that. If you're coming over just to watch Dale Earnhardt Jr., please come on over. Any other week.
Yeah, they're racing all the time. They're not.
Yeah, because it's good racing all year long. This is all year thing. There was really good racing out there a couple weeks ago. So if you were a betting man, just kind of had to predict, how this race is going to look. What you thinking?
I'm giving hopefully a hybrid of the previous 2 years. 2 years ago, kind of calm, kind of not a whole lot going on to the end. A lot of tire saving. Last year, it seemed like they just were going from the drop of the green flag. So I think you'll see. There was kind of a phase where it went for everybody was saving tires, everybody was riding around, and then that's kind of faded away. Some it seems like more people are trying to conserve tire, but they're trying to keep track position too. Not a whole lot of them are just laying way back and trying to storm back up to the field because there's just so many competitive cars. It's just hard to do. So I can see it playing out in many different ways. I think you're going to want the track position.
Do you think after years of you running over there, what's the longest race you've run over there? Just
50 laps.
You ran 50 laps. Okay, so let's just take that 50 lap race. Obviously, they're going to run a lot more than that, but that 50 lap race when you ran it, was that a race that you started out and you were like, all right, I got to save a little tire here, or was that just a let's go?
It's weird, you try to you don't. I wasn't explicitly trying to just save tire, but if I got in a point where I was kind of had a gap, 2 car in front, 2 car behind, I would try to conserve tires. And then I'll just try not to spin up the right rear off the corner and try to keep as little as wheel in it as possible. But for 50 laps, I didn't save a whole lot. But you also don't try to abuse them. Just don't try to heat them up too much, and don't run like a qualifying every lap.
Yeah.
But try to eat. Still going hard though.
And that's what I want to explain. That's why I'm glad you're explaining to everybody is when we say saving tire, that don't necessarily mean you're going slow. That means you're just, because a lot of times we'll come off the corner, or any driver come off the corner, and you put your foot in it. It might slip the tire a little bit if you're going a qualifying lap.
Yeah.
It might slip the tire just a little bit. And what you're trying to do is prevent that. You're trying to keep less, when you say less wheel in it, you're trying not to turn quite as hard so you don't slide that right front across the, it's like a cheese grater out there. It just tears off the rubber when you do that. So, conserving tire doesn't necessarily mean going slow. That don't mean somebody's going to get out there and ride. It just means you're going to be, you might, if somebody's beating on your back bumper, you might let them go just so you're not pushing so hard. But you're still not going slow. So, I did see they're changing the tire for this race. It's still a 45, but it's a different size.
Yeah, I did see that.
I think that's kind of the same size that the Cars Tour ran on.
Stiffer sidewalls.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. You think that'd have much effect?
I don't see it having a huge effect. No.
That's what I was going to say. I don't see it when the
maybe qualifying times. I don't know. I don't know which way would throw it.
I feel like with the cooler temperatures, it may make them, with that stiffer sidewall, may make them slide around a little more until they warm up.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe qualifying times will slightly slower, but I don't think the cars will run. All they run is long races on these tires. So
I don't know their actual reasoning behind it.
They said they just so they had enough for people could buy a practice tire.
That's what I was fixing to say.
I think they had enough of the other size for people to.
Yeah, I just figured there must have been an abundance of these as opposed to the other, so it would make more sense to run these. I know we've actually got stuck on some of those tires that Cars Tour runs every once in a while at some other race when we run scuffs, and I haven't ran it enough. But when you've done that, could you tell much difference in a?
Yeah, I mean that was last week.
Yeah,
we raced on them.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't tell a lot of difference really. Maybe I'd say it loosens your balance up just barely, but I mean, the only difference is mounting them.
Yeah,
mounting them's a little harder, but no, there's very, very minimum difference.
Didn't notice much difference. Well, you wouldn't notice anyway in the gear because you wouldn't run the same motor anyway as normal. So,
yeah.
That's the only thing I can see is maybe a little bit of gear difference. I mean, but very, very little.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that'll be a exciting race, everybody. If you are in the area or anywhere close to the area, you got to get out to Florence Motor Speedway. Mr. Skylar Whitfield on here with us tonight. Yeah, you're right, man. Sam Yarborough already got the pole for this race.
I think that's my pick.
due to wind back a few weeks back. Good. Yeah, I that is not a bad pick, Connor. But yeah, you're right, Skylar. Galinsky made that high side work look really good. Always hold that high side for my boy Bryant Barnhill though. The asphalt cowboy there.
They're trying to see who can go the highest, I believe.
It's gonna be. Hey, I think Galinsky got him beat, man. He was.
Oh yeah.
He was using
speed up there.
He was using the cushion, and when I say cushion, I don't mean like the rubber. I mean like the dirt cushion up there, making that work.
And you'll see people try it. A lot of people that come just for this race to Florence, you see them. They see those guys making speed, and they'll go up there and try it. But I don't. Maybe there's only a handful that really ever make it work.
There's an art to driving up there. I feel like, and I've always said, I feel like we could take these legend cars up there. I feel like if we could get them rolling around that top, it might be fast.
We have to clean it off a lot.
A lot. Yeah, definitely got to be cleaned off a lot. But I feel like it could happen. I feel like it really will work over.
If we could get them, I don't know. Some of these cars seem a little too hooked up off the corner, but I think for us, it worked. Some of these other cars, so they can kind of mat it a little easier. But
I got to keep up that momentum. No, I'm with Skylar though. Ryan Galinsky, up on that top side. He made that look good.
Oh yeah.
A couple weeks ago over there, and man, he put it on the outside after an early spin.
I've seen.
Oh
it
yeah.
People. That's usually how it works. People wait till your car starts handling bad to go up there. Usually, it don't work for it. People that are successful in it usually commit early.
I will say, a couple races I was able to run over there in my Charger car earlier this year. If I was stuck on the bottom, my car was awful. And this is probably by accident. I could move up by the lane and a half, and I was passing cars on the outside.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, man, maybe I can
maybe
figure that out.
if you can jump on the outside,
I got more momentum up there. Yeah. So I like it up there. All right, everybody. I also want to thank our good friends over at Profab Headers and Exhaust, guys. If you were in the market for a nice set of headers and exhausts, just like that was on our good friend Katie Hettinger's car this past week, Profab Headers and Exhausts are the way to go. Definitely go check them out. Not only do they sound good and look good, but as their slogan says, they are quality that wins. They're one of the best quality headers on the market. You can't beat them. You can't beat them. So head over to Profab Headers and Exhausts. Tell them we sent you. Unfortunately, Andy actually messaged me earlier today. They got their holiday party this Friday night. I was gonna go up to it. I thought, man, I'll be in the Bahamas.
Oh,
darn, darn. Nah, I really would. I'd love to go there to it. Super good guys. They're man, a whole shop full of nice people up there. So it's really cool. Done a couple tours of that place. I love it. One day Connor gonna have to get up there with me and show him all that and just how it goes from a flat sheet of metal
all the way to a header,
collectors, everything, all the way out the back end. It's really cool. Also, our good friends Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get you some power. It is that time of year to reboot, I guess we'll say, and get going, get ready for next season. So head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. I don't care what kind of application you got, anything from a crate engine on up to a super, whatever in between. Y'all go up there. Tell them we sent you up there to them today. All right. Well, there ain't much more racing.
It's just this is the bad part of the year, I guess.
This is that part of the year.
Yeah. Nothing but football and a couple other stuff.
Well, how about, speaking of football real quick, how about our Gamecocks?
Best game all year.
Best offense we've had all year. Best defense, too.
Yeah, I know it's Vanderbilt, but when I was kind of looking back, Vanderbilt's been losing by 14, 10, 17. They haven't really been blowing out like that this year. So that was hey, if we went out and get a bowl game, I'll call it a salvage season, I guess.
That's all we can say. Whatever. We know it's a growing season. Yeah. Now, how about, real quick, I know it's not a football show. How about Jimbo Fisher getting fired from A&M?
That's crazy.
I'm like, I'd take his record right now.
Well, thing that got me, I don't think it's been very great over there considering what he did, but the buyout, $78 million.
You could pay me that much to fire me. I'm okay with that.
But I'm saying, I think that would keep me. I mean,
that tells you there is some
they're
money
not bad.
in Texas.
Yeah, I mean they're not bad enough. They're not $78 million buyout bad to me.
They're 6-4 right now. We would take that right now.
They just won too.
That's what I'm saying.
But
there's got to be something.
I think they've been spending some money on some recruiting classes, NIL and stuff, and just the results have not been there. Obviously,
I get it. I mean, obviously, conference stuff has not gone well for them so far, other than Carolina.
Well, I think they were expecting playoffs.
Oh yeah,
and when it wasn't there,
I don't know how you can expect that now. When this, I mean, I get expecting building up to that, but I just don't see how this NIL stuff is new. It's new to everybody. Yes, we're a couple years into it, but they're figuring out how to buy these players now. I mean, that's what they're figuring out. That's what they figured out. And that is the reason Clemson is in the shape they're in right now. Dabo didn't want to participate. I don't blame him.
I respect it.
I respect it too, but it has really hurt his team. And just like that. But that's the thing is now, I think the one thing it has done is every team has potential to get a few good players and put a better team together. And so I think it somewhat more levels the playing field. Alabama, look at it.
I mean, they're
still good.
You can say it's Joe, but this might be the top 10. There is no team that is a definitive favorite to win the championship.
The only thing I can wish this year was the playoffs was bigger than what it is.
I'm glad it's going. I was saying 12 would have been. I was saying 8 would have been a good number for teams to playoffs, but they'll win 12. We'll see. But
that's. I don't see why we. I mean, do that, and I don't. I couldn't play 2 games a week. I mean, you might have some guys hurt, but whatever. I still personally say that we need to completely re-rack on the conferences because this having ACC teams from the West
California.
Coast is absolutely ridiculous.
Defeats the purpose.
It absolutely defeats the purpose. Let's re-rack all that. Get that back straight how it needs to be. And then we take basically the top school from each conference, which would kind of stink in some ways.
I don't know.
Because you would have some that finished second in it that were way better than somebody.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Even when it comes to the March Madness, I don't think, in my opinion, that the Sun Belt's not bad, but what the Mid Atlantic Conference champion should be in. I mean, I don't know. I think it should just. I don't know. I think there's a lot of teams that miss out. The Cinderella stories are cool, but more times than not, they're just a waste of a spot. Really.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they're gonna do this NIL, they need to get a college football game out soon. That's all I want. Like, it's been delayed for a year and a half now. That's all I want.
He's like, I won't have a college football game.
Yeah.
I had the last one.
Yeah, I got my Xbox in 2015, so I never really had one to play.
That's
what I want. I just want.
I still have I had all the college ones up till they quit making them for PlayStation. I love those. I like those way better.
They're great games.
Yeah, they were wonderful.
It's time.
Landon's got. I don't know if he's got the newest Madden. I think he's got last year's Madden.
Yeah, I play Madden. I don't know. It's just college.
Let me tell you something. That's really fun. You been on VR very much?
Nah.
Landon's got a Oculus or a Meta, whatever it's called. There's a football game on there. You're the quarterback.
I've seen videos about that.
That is so much fun.
That looks like it.
It is so much fun. And you're in it. I mean, you're standing there. You're looking around. It's like you're telling the guy, "All right, guy." And that is the most fun. If I'd have had that when I was younger, I probably wouldn't ever come out of my room just because I'm playing football in here. And I was sitting there looking at it yesterday, and I'm like, I hear these guys on iRacing with these things. They like it. I keep saying I'm gonna hook it up, but I know I'd get dizzy, and
I'd like it. I think I like the ability to look away. when I want
Well,
to.
that's
You know what I'm saying?
that's yeah, me too. That you can never. It's like you really have to. Because my eyes, after a little while, it's not just my eyes. Because I've played landings. There's a fishing game on there. I love just going fishing on there. You can't really go fishing right now, so I'm just going to fish on there. But that thing, like your face, it will start sweating just right here. They now have these pieces that go around your eyes and a fan that actually is up top. It's like a helmet fan, basically, helmet blower, just to keep this part of your face cooler because it gets so hot. I guess with those little screens in there.
I do want to try it though. I may have to
I'll get Landon
try
to
yours
bring
one day.
his.
Because I see a lot of videos of that just looks.
You have to. It is so much fun.
All kinds of weird. The games are relatively cheap too, aren't they?
For the most part,
Yeah.
they're cheaper than
Buying Xbox.
Xbox or PlayStation games. Because Landon's got a PlayStation 5 also, and way cheaper than that. Them games are getting outrageous now.
There's $60 is the minimum,
Minimum,
which is like
I think say a lot of them, if you get any other edition, you up to $100 on half of them. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I remember when I was young. I know this back in the day, people, but when I was young, I remember used to go into the store and buying a video game. This is after PlayStation, everything all come out. $30 was top notch game. I mean, that was, that was the best you could get.
Yeah.
That was whatever edition. Most of them was $25 or something like that. And now I'm like, geez. Most of them, nobody don't even have a physical CD anymore.
Oh yeah, there's no.
You download
The Xbox I have now doesn't have a game drive.
Landon's. We did get the PlayStation 5 with the drive.
So much more. And I was like, I don't have enough discs.
The PlayStation wasn't that much difference.
The
when
Xbox was a pretty good difference, at least for me.
I was like, I like having the disc actually.
Yeah.
The only thing stinks about it, and what they were doing was, and they were smart because people were, you passed around the game to your friends and played it, and they made it so you couldn't do that. That's what they were doing.
You had to buy your own game.
By your own game, and even now with the disc, once you download it to one, it like basically stores it, and you can't download it to another one.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's cool, but I was trying to think of any other racing stuff going on. Obviously the Chili Bowl, all that'll be coming up here in another month. Snowball Derby. Also Governor's Cup. Speaking of football, Governor's Cup. And him and William Byron.
I didn't even know that was going on until I saw the highlights of the last couple laps or whatever.
Yep. That was a pretty good race. And William Byron, somebody kind of threw William Byron under the bus he said, I can't believe you're calling out NASCAR like that. Well, he didn't really call out NASCAR. He just said, that's real racing there. He said, being able to conserve some tire and then run hard and try to save your car to pass somebody and everything. And he was right. But, but they put on a heck of a race there. Also, I saw tonight that there was a meeting going on today, the 13th, as we're talking, about trying to, whatever they're doing with the property, trying to save Greenville Pickens, yeah.
Unfortunately,
I don't
think the
much
chances
hope for that one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's crazy, man.
There's so much history at that track.
Oh, yeah. It's like
so much.
I think Cup races.
Yeah.
Some of the very early ones.
Yeah, and that's what, there's a section. They had all the champions listed on the wall. Ralph Earnhardt.
Wish I could have made it up there.
Yeah.
I never been to it, but.
Me neither. It was, had a lot of history, but I never heard people talk really good about the track for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it was just who was running it or what. I don't know. I have no clue. I really don't. So anyway, well, I guess we have a short and sweet show. Appreciate Katie Hettinger coming on here with us. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all the rest of our sponsors for coming on here. Fresh Chef, guys, if you are in the market or in the area up in Race City, as we call it, Mooresville or Charlotte, all those areas, go visit a Fresh Chef, guys. They are some of the best food you will ever eat. Also, MPM Marketing, appreciate Tanya, as always, helping us out. Rev Max Racing, awesome suits, gloves, everything, all that jazz. Also, guys, Dixie Made. If you're in the area over here, head on over to Dixie Made. Get some of the stuff everybody wants for Christmas. All the clothes, all the cool kids want for Christmas. Southern Fried Cotton, Simply Southern, Drake, Axis, all the cool brands. So y'all head over to Dixie Made. Go visit our buddy Brandon over there. They got their layaway plan going on now for Christmas. So y'all go there just beside the Florence Flea Market, right here in Florence, South Carolina. So anyway, well, Connor, appreciate it. You heading over to the 400 this weekend?
I will be there, hopefully. I think I'm trying to be over there. I don't know. Sometimes slow racing's calling your name, you know? But
with that weather, it just depends.
Yeah, and that weather and that crowd. But I think we'll be over there in some capacity because should be a real good show. Probably definitely be there. I like going there Friday for the limited and stuff.
I'm probably gonna be trying to steal some internet from somebody on the ship. And be like, what happened? So it'd be good. It'd be real good.
What day are you leaving?
We are leaving Wednesday as soon as I get off work. Driving down to Port Canaveral, Florida. And we are getting on the ship Thursday. I think our boarding time's like 1:00 Thursday. So
cool deal.
And then we will be back next Monday. So we will not have a show next Monday. I won't be back.
I will be on senior trip. So
senior trip. Where are you going?
We're going down to Orlando and Tampa to Universal and Busch Gardens. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a quick little trip, but yeah.
Universal. I love Universal.
I've never been to.
You've never been to Universal?
Or Busch Gardens. I've
never been to Busch Gardens.
We've been to Disney, several times. We've never made it to Universal.
You like Universal. Yeah, to me, Disney is. I was talking about this with our youth pastor the other night. Disney is. It's a great experience.
Oh yeah,
just the whole Disney experience. Universal is if you like rides.
Yeah.
All the 4D stuff they got. Make sure when you go. How many days y'all going? Universal.
There's just one Universal and one Busch Gardens day.
1 and 1.
But we're there pretty much open to closing.
Make sure to go ride Hagrid's.
Yeah.
It's like you're on a motorcycle.
That's what I've heard.
It's really cool. That one's cool. Me and Kayla just went back in. That's where we went for our for our anniversary. We've been a few times there. Get you a butterbeer in the Harry Potter world. It is, if you like, is it butterscotch? Yeah, butterscotch. You like butterscotch?
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
it's really good. Frozen butterbeer. It's really good, really good. There's a train that goes back and forth. It's the Hogwarts Express, goes back and forth between the two parks. It's really fun to ride because you sit in a train car. You're actually in a train. You're in a train car, and it looks like you're looking out the window. But you're actually in like this little room. So it's like about like we're sitting right here, except this a bench about 4 people can fit on. When the door's shut, there's like it looks like a window over here from the door, but like a frosted glass. What it looks like. Then you got the window that looks outside. It looks outside, but it looks like you're traveling through this whole
world,
Harry Potter world. My wife can explain it to you. Kayla loves it. She can tell you all about it. But then you hear stuff. It's got speakers everywhere, and then even on the frosted glass, it projects some stuff on there. It sounds like the whole cast from Harry Potter walking. Right. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I've never really watched it. I never either. But I could probably watch the movies more after I went there than I could before.
Just jumping in, yeah.
There's also to me, the rides over in that area are probably the most fun. Don't waste your time on Fast and the Furious.
Really?
Yeah.
As long as it don't go upside down, I'm good.
No, I don't.
That's why I can't do upside down.
You can't do upside down? You want me to give you some medicine to take? I got some.
I mean, I know. No, I'm smart enough to avoid what makes me sick.
You need to ride a Velocicoaster.
Was it?
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yes, in Jurassic Park area. It's a really good roller coaster. Hulk's good too. Hulk is insane. That thing just shoots you out like a cannon.
Wow.
Right off start, just I could name a pile of them there that are super fun. But yeah, get on Haggard's because that one's going to be the longest wait because they do not have an express line. The rest of them pretty much have an express line. Haggard's does not have an express line.
Gotcha.
We stood in line for 4 hours.
Oh my goodness. Like a whole day.
Well, it only said it was supposed to be 2 hours. We waited till the very last, because we were like, we're done. This is the only ride we got left, and it was only supposed to be a couple hour wait. Ended up being a 4 hour wait.
Wow, that's a long time to stand there.
Well, it's got these tunnels kind of go down in the ground, and they decided to add on trains because there were so many people in there, right in the middle of us in there, so we just were stuck. Yeah. Fortunately, there's air conditioner most of the
there you
go. Transformers 4D, pretty good. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man 4D, pretty good. I was trying to think of another one. Minion stuff is really good. Jimmy Fallon stuff is all right. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff at Universal.
Sweet.
You'll have a day. I haven't ever been to Busch Gardens, so I can't tell you about that.
Well, I'll be able to tell you when I get back.
We'll hear all about it. When you leave and go to
that? Sunday afternoon, we'll be back late Tuesday night.
Okay.
So it's quick. Yeah.
Going with class?
Yeah, the whole senior, or most of the senior class going.
Nice. That'll be a good trip.
Yep.
We'll pass you on the way. Nah. Well, like I said, we'll be back Monday. We get off ship Monday morning. Port Canaveral was just about an hour west of, or east of Orlando. So cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we appreciate all our support on here. Appreciate all you guys. Also, real quick, I want to put it out there. We ain't talked about it on here. We shared it on there, but Connor's got a new YouTube page up.
Yep. PD Racing Classics. Go check it out. Trying to just get some videos up. All kinds of old races from the Florence Motor Speedway and Myrtle Beach. They're fun. I'm having fun just watching them as I make them because
that would be me. It would take me forever to get them up because I sit there and watch the whole thing.
Oh, there's excitement. It's every race is some of it's just pure comedy, just the way But go check it out. Yeah, a
few fights.
Oh yeah,
once in a while.
It's got it. The race nights are packed, full of action.
He had to pay homage to his dad. The first one he put up was his Jamie's first win at Myrtle Beach, so that was cool to see. Oh, yeah. What else you got on there right now?
Bunch of Florence races.
Florence
I try to post the whole night whenever I do it. So you go see whoever, if you were in them or you knew somebody that was racing, go check it out and kind of relive.
We'll have to
how it used to be.
We'll have to get some people to send your videos up on here to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, I get it to where I can get people to send me video because I have 95% stuff is from Florence and come from Myrtle Beach. So hopefully, if I get going, I can get stuff to where I can get some people from Sumter or Somerville or any local tracks. If you got it, we can get it to where we can get some stuff up there.
Exactly. So if y'all are listening out there, you got videos. Well, mainly what Connor's got is from late 80s through the 90s, all the way up to early 2000s.
I doubt I'll turn you down.
Yeah, exactly. So if you got some videos of some races, back before there was Flow Racing and Dirt Vision and whatever it is, Racing America now. Back before all that, people actually had to just stand up there and video races. So if y'all got any of that and you don't want us to take the time to put it all on YouTube, especially from around here, around this area, the PD area as we call it, but whatever. I imagine he'll take anything from
looking to get some more tracks on there.
Exactly,
some more content.
So get in touch with us, and I'll set you up with Connor and get some video on there. So
definitely.
Well, cool, man.
Yep.
All right. Well, have fun on your trip. Have fun at Florence Motor Speedway, and we'll see you when we get back, I reckon.
Yeah, have a good trip, too.
We'll do it. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming on with us. Appreciate Katie Hettinger hanging out with us tonight again. Glad to have her back on. Best of luck to her and everybody else over at Florence Motor Speedway this week. Can't wait to see what happens over there in the South Carolina 400. And I guess we will talk to y'all next time.
See you.
Alrighty, boys and girls, Landon, you still on here? Did Kevin Dedman treat you right up there? He's a good guy. He's a buddy of mine. I like Kevin a lot. We need to get him back on the show. He was on. What was that, back in the first year? Or?
Yeah, it was.
That was after you started with him, wasn't it? Yeah. So we'll get him back on here sometime over the winter, maybe, and talk some racing with him. And I know we're talking about the end of the year, but there's a lot going on still.
Oh yeah. Everybody's got the big races, and just all kind of craziness going on. So anyway.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us. But I reckon we will catch y'all in a couple weeks.
Have a good one.